flowers, and welcome back to another video. I've recently been getting a lot of questions of what I eat during self-isolation and if my food pattern has changed at all. Honestly, it hasn't at all. I still eat the same in terms of what I eat, in terms of quantities I eat. But just for a bit of fun, I thought I'd show you a week of dinners. I was initially planning to do a week of full days in the life, but my breakfast is pretty much the same every single morning. Lunch tends to be leftovers from the night before or just really boring, really quick stuff. So I thought this would probably be the most interesting thing to show you. I'm really excited to share these recipes with you. There's actually a wide variety of things, whereas often I can get stuck eating pasta for a whole week straight, for example. It was not the case this week, so there's definitely some cool recipe ideas, some cool meal inspiration, just a bit of fun in this video. Definitely stick around till the end because I tried out an amazing naan recipe on day 7. I also made some fun curries, some fun pastas, a very typical Belgian dish, and more. So definitely watch the whole video, be sure to like it, be sure to subscribe, share it, maybe. Whatever you do, enjoy it. Let's get started. I actually started my full week of recipes on a Sunday. As all my days and weeks and hours morph into one now that I don't have any real appointments or commitments, I thought that was a fair way to start my week. Anyway, meal 1, Sunday, was a curry with everything we still had in the house because we'd gone to the shops over a week before. So, onion, celery, seitan. Tofu would have been really nice too, but we recently made a massive batch of seitan, so we've been eating that with most of our meals instead. We also added some coconut milk and obviously curry spices, and then decided to veg it up a bit more with some frozen goodies. Personally, I've never really thought of adding celery, for example, to a curry, but it was surprisingly really good and refreshing. As shops have been out of rice for weeks, we had it with quinoa instead. And a tiny bit of rice that was left over, but really it wasn't much. It was delicious. Day 2. Today we had mac and cheese. So we finished off the macaroni we had and added some regular penne to bulk it out. We then made a cheesy white sauce, sort of the typical bechamel, but added loads of vegan cheese. And then we made some more sauce, because I hadn't made quite enough the first way around, as is usual for me. We also ran out of milk now, so the sauce was a little bit thicker than I would have liked. Generally, I tend to like it slightly thinner, just so it's saucier, and also when it goes into the oven, it doesn't completely dry out. But it was still freaking delicious. We fried up some onion and garlic with it, and of course, some seitan. And then mixed it all in, topped it with more cheese, and put it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 180 degrees. Heaven on earth, honestly. Day 3. Officially out of food now. I had a pretty boring breakfast. Then the same old peanut butter crackers as a snack. Thankfully, some exciting mac and cheese for lunch. More crackers in the afternoon. And then pizza for dinner. Honestly, that was actually pretty decent. I tried Aldi's jackfruit and spicy cauliflower pizzas before, and especially the cauliflower one was bomb. But tonight was the first time trying the vegan bacon pizza, and I loved it. It was even better than the other ones I tried, and I'll definitely be getting that one again for just a lazy night meal. Very good. Definitely worth a try. There we go, already at day 4. After a week and a half, we finally made it out the house and to the shops. Fresh food, yes. So, for dinner, as it was quite late after the shops and I fancied going back to my Belgian roots, I made some quick mash, 4 very large potatoes mashed with soy milk, vegan butter, nutmeg, and some nutritional yeast. And then I made some purple cabbage with apples stewed together in the Belgian manner. I also fried up some seitan, and I loved it. Tom loved it too, so it definitely a success. And if you haven't made your cabbage that way before, definitely try to make it this way, because it is so good. As a kid, I actually didn't really like it, and I used to always give my cabbage to my sister, where she never really liked potatoes and she gave them to me. But honestly, I can't see how I didn't like it. It is so nice. Also, I keep calling it purple cabbage, but it's red cabbage, isn't it? But it's so purple. Who named this vegetable? Day 5. Pasta with bechamel sauce, sort of like before, except instead of the cheese, I now added some black pepper and turmeric. I stirred everything together with a glass of our seitan and then 3 leeks, which I'd boiled for about 10 minutes or so. As always, I didn't quite make enough sauce, so I went and made some more. As I can't really record and whisk at the same time, and my tripod is still in bath, here's just some footage of butter melting. Enjoy. After everything was combined and put in a casserole dish, that went into the oven for 20 minutes and voila, perfection. I hid my mountain of pasta with some fresh greens from the shops and then went back for seconds, as did Tom. Day 6. I actually used to make this recipe at least once a week because it's so simple. And depending on the noodles and the vegetables you get, you can make this in 5 to 10 minutes. Anyway, tonight we had noodles with soy saucy vegetables, cannellini beans, and a sauce made of tahini, peanut butter, and mustard. You can honestly use any vegetables for this, but tonight we opted for onion, red cabbage, and some spinach. It was super easy and quick. It's always a win. Definitely don't forget to sprinkle it with some extra chili flakes, and if you have any, eat it with chopsticks. It makes it so much better. Day 7. We have made it to the end of the week. For this weekend day, we decided to spend a bit of extra time on our meal. Also because the shops are still out of rice and we needed some carbs with our dinner. So we made a lovely coconut curry with some roasted vegetables and lentils and homemade naan. I've never actually made homemade naan before, but I definitely will again in the future. To make the naan, we combined about 380 grams white flour with 1 sachet, about 7 grams of yeast, and some salt. We then added 240 milliliters of warm water and 2 tablespoons of dairy-free yogurt. We used soy. We mixed everything very well and kneaded it on a floured surface, making sure the surface was very floured because the dough was still very sticky initially. When it no longer sucked itself to my hands or the surface, but still felt very fluffy, we oiled the bowl, put in the dough ball and covered it with a wet towel to allow it to rise for about an hour. Leaving it for this long also allowed us to let the curry infuse all its flavors and just simmer away for a while. After the hour was over, we rolled out the dough into a rectangle, cut it into 8 naans, and fried the naans up in a pan. It was so much better than store-bought, and we definitely went for seconds. Thankfully, we have some leftovers for lunch tomorrow as well, and I can't wait. Anyway, this was quite a varied week of eating. I don't always put as much effort in my meals, but now that I'm coming to the end of my university assignments, I do have a little bit extra time to just experiment with some things in the kitchen, and it's quite fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of this kind of video. Haven't really made any of these before. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!